Hello everyone and welcome to my Y&R Insider 24 update channel. Sharon case reveals shocking twists in the Noah mystery storyline. According to the latest news and spoilers for The Young and the Restless, Sharon case has recently revealed some exciting twists and turns. Let's get into the intriguing Noah Newman mysteries next chapter and the shocking turns that lie ahead. Sharon talked about the Los Angeles trip. Case recently spoke with SOD about how excited she was about the show's decision to move the action to Los Angeles and introduce new sets and cast members. While Case was unable to reveal too many details, she assured fans that there are some unexpected surprises ahead that will keep the excitement alive for a considerable duration. We have a lot in store for everyone. This is going to be a major storyline once it kicks off, it won't slow down. It has some amazing twists and turns, and the story just keeps going, Case jokingly suggested. Sharon Case also shared her thoughts on Y&R's decision to recast Noah for this particular storyline. Sharon discussed Noah's recasting. During the audition process for new actors to play Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, Case, and Case each offered advice. After conducting screen tests with various candidates for the role of Noah, Case and Morrow ultimately chose Lucas Adams, formerly Trip Johnson on Days of Our Lives, for the part. Case gave Adams high marks for her performance and made it abundantly clear that she backs her new TV son, who will make his debut on November 4th. While it was difficult to bid farewell to Rory Gibson's portrayal of Noah, Case indicated that it all turned out for the best. He's blowing it up as Michael Corinthos on GH. Meanwhile, Lucas Adams has been shooting some incredible scenes, and Sharon Case appears excited for everyone to witness his on-screen introduction and his character's awakening from a coma. Will Schick return? Regarding the rekindling of Nick and Sharon's romantic feelings, there have been indications of this since their time in Nice. While it's premature to determine if Sharon and Nick will remarry, Case suggested that it's wonderful to revisit that connection and weave it into the emotional narrative they are presenting. Ultimately, the show is preparing for some intense drama, meaning things are bound to become even more thrilling from this point onward. The Young and the Restless spoilers indicate that Sharon and Nick will remain busy dealing with Noah-related issues in Los Angeles. Stay tuned for updates on any surprising revelations they may discover. Y&R spoilers Friday, October 24th. Deal reached, grill session, out on a limb. Spoilers for Friday, October 24th. Episode of The Young and the Restless reveal some interesting scenes in Genoa City. Two colleagues reach an understanding, while someone goes through a grilling session, and a friend goes out on a limb for their bestie. What's on the horizon for Friday's show? It's time to discover. Be sure to check out the spoilers for this week's Y&R here. Phyllis Summers strikes a deal. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Friday, October 24th suggest that Phyllis Summers and Kane Ashby will come to an understanding. Phyllis was accused of stealing Kane's AI software, which she did steal, but she denied it. He was insistent that she hacked into his system during the Thursday, October 23rd episode, but didn't have proof. Meanwhile, Phyllis reminded him that she's the only ally he has in town. What kind of understanding will they have, and will Red feel bad about what she did? Sienna Bacall is grilled by Kyle Abbott across town. Kyle Abbott, Michael Miller, will take the opportunity to grill Sienna Bacall. Kyle is digging for dirt on Holden Novak in hopes that he can run back to Claire Newman and spill some beans on her new friend. Read this. The Young and the Restless Sharon Case spills twists and turns. What's next in Noah mystery story? With that said, all Kyle is really going to do is push Claire away. Furthermore, Sienna isn't stupid. She'll probably keep her mouth shut and run back to Holden, so Kyle's face will be the target of this scheme. Sally Spectra falls to the ground. Finally, The Young and the Restless spoilers for Friday imply that Sally Spectra will go out on a limb for Audra Charles, Zuleika Silva. Sally has become accustomed to going out on a limb for Billy Abbott, so this is interesting. Still, will Jill Abbott question why Audra is on the leadership team at Abbott Communications? Will it be a deal-breaker for her investment? To find out, fans will need to tune in. Thursday, October 23rd, Y&R spoilers, coming in hot, being caught off guard, and digging for dirt. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Thursday, October 23rd indicate that Genoa City and Los Angeles contain some huge surprises. A character digs for dirt when someone comes in hot, while another character is taken aback. What can we anticipate for the show on Thursday? Time to find out. Make sure to check out our weekly Y&R spoilers, here. Sienna Bacall meets Nick Newman the Young and the Restless spoilers for Thursday, October 23rd, hint that Nick Newman could be coming in hot when he meets Sienna Bacall for the first time. Nick didn't like the way Sienna hung up on him abruptly after she learned about Noah Newman's accident. Nick answered Noah's phone when it rang, but his conversation with Sienna made the worried father extremely suspicious of his son's new friend. However, when these two meet for the first time, will they ignite? Check out these spoilers for The Young and the Restless, Victoria's shocking LA discovery and Claire's startling twist. Kane Ashby is caught off guard. Kane Ashby will be surprised by none other than Phyllis Summers in GC. Will she propose good AI software concepts? She was tasked with the job, and Kane may be shocked that she can do something positive with the program, as Red is infamous for her vile schemes. Kyle Abbott digs for dirt. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Thursday suggest that Kyle Abbott will investigate Holden Novak back in Los Angeles. Kyle is desperate to win Claire Newman back, and as she's so smitten with her new friend, he may feel like the only way to do so would be to throw Holden under the bus. It won't be difficult to uncover information about Holden because he has a history of shady behavior. Having said that, will whatever Kyle gives Claire change her mind about maintaining their friendship? This scheme may backfire on Kyle and cause Claire to inch further away. The core of this upcoming storyline turns around the character Noah Newman, the son of Nick Newman, portrayed by Joshua Morrow, and Sharon Newman, Sharon Case. Noah has served as a crucial link between the important Newman family and other narrative threads over the years. As one recent piece explains, Noah Newman, son of Sharon and Nick, returns to the canvas, but with a recast. Sharon Case's comments that there will be shocking twists and turns and that this is going to be a major storyline suggest that the showrunners are making Noah's return more than just a homecoming. Rather, they are using it as the pivot around which a significant, multi-layered dramatic arc will unfold. Important elements emerging from the script you provided, and from corroborating sources, include: in soap opera logic, recasts often serve multiple purposes. They allow for dramatizing a character's changed status, personality shift, or newly revealed backstory. Also, they refresh viewer interest. Here, the recast appears to signal that Noah will be entering a new chapter, one more fraught with danger and transformation. The fact that Case says he will blowing it up and that the story won't slow down suggests that the new actor is more than just a placeholder. Rather, he is a key player in the headline arc that is being touted. In addition, audiences may be asked to accept that Noah has fundamentally altered, physically, psychologically, and emotionally, depending on how the show uses the transition. Given that one source claims Noah will connect Nick and Sharon on his behalf and will exhibit a bit more attitude and autonomy in a very perilous situation. Soap opera spy. +1. In short, the recast isn't purely cosmetic, it's foreshadowing a shift in the character's trajectory, and by extension the show's trajectory. The Los Angeles trip and expanded scope. One thing Sharon Case said that is worth mentioning is that the show is moving some of the action to Los Angeles, where it will have new sets, new cast members, and a bigger canvas. According to her, this is going to be a major storyline. Once it starts, it won't slow down. We have a lot in store for everyone. It has some wonderful turns and turns. This change has significant effects on both the narrative and the production. New setting, new tone. By moving away from Genoa City, at least temporarily, the writers can explore settings and storylines that might feel different from the typical soap opera tropes of boardrooms, family sagas, and the Newman-Abbott rivalry. A backdrop in Los Angeles makes it possible to have a thriller-like atmosphere, a noir vibe, which is even mentioned in other sources, and possibly more outdoor locations, stakes, and locations than with interior sets. New cast, new dynamics. With the recast and new characters, Sienna Bacall, a mystery role by Roger Howarth, the narrative is poised to introduce fresh relationships, fresh conflicts, fresh alliances. That might be made easier in LA, expanding the scope of the plot. Although the show has historically been based on the power struggles between the Newman-Abbott family and Genoa City, this outward move suggests that they want to make the Noah arc a big event story with high stakes that could last for weeks or months. That expectation is emphasized by the interviewer's statement that it won't slow down once the storyline begins. Overall, The LA trip appears to serve as the doorway to a more expansive, dramatic, possibly even suspense thriller-driven version of Y&R, for a while anchored by the Noah situation, and with Nick and Sharon front and center. What we know and what we can speculate about the Noah mystery. Let's drill into the mystery surrounding Noah's return and crisis, as laid out in the snippet and supported by media coverage. Here are the major pieces. Noah is returning after an absence. Noah's reappearance and recast brings him back into the Newman family orbit. One article claims that Noah was last seen leaving for Europe with Ali Abbott. The recasting is now taking place and a major storyline is in the works. Primetimer.com. Something bad happens to Noah. Some spoilers indicate a kidnapping, accident, or at the very least a traumatic event that draws Nick and Sharon into rescuing or caring for him. For example, The Young and the Restless spoilers document that Noah Newman's accident creates the scenario where Sharon and Nick are forcibly drawn together again. Spy from soap opera. Another component. Sharon Newman and Nick Newman may have to rescue Noah Newman, who has been kidnapped. Their mission will send them out of town, dirty laundry for celebs. Consequently, the mystery appears to involve Noah's mishap, be it a crime, accident, or disappearance. Nick and Sharon as co-investigators rescuers. The storyline is not simply that Noah returns and all is sweet. Rather, Nick and Sharon are activated. They may face threat, have to unravel clues, move out of their normal comfort zone. The LA setting helps here. A source describes it as a noir adventure with Nick and Sharon in the middle. Soap opera spy. Noah's altered status. One article describes that now Noah will exhibit more autonomy, possibly a changed personality, suggesting that the story will explore how the character has changed and what that means for his family. Now is the ideal time for Noah to make a big impact with his comeback, says the author. Soap opera spy. The storyline is also leveraging Noah's crisis to catalyze other interpersonal dynamics, including the chic possibility, Nick and Sharon, and possibly Noah's own romantic situation, past with Audra, Ali. Romantic and family ripples. By drawing Nick and Sharon closer and possibly re-exploring their old relationship, the storyline is also leveraging Noah's crisis. One source. The endgame is chic. This storyline is part of that goal. Soap opera spy. Narrative themes and what they signal. Looking at this collection of facts and hints, there are several underlying themes and narrative signals that can help us anticipate what Y&R is going for. Family loyalty, danger and redemption. When a child, Noah, is in peril, parents, Nick and Sharon, step up. This taps into emotional resonance. The love-hate tangled history of Nick and Sharon will now be tested and strengthened. Change and identity. With the recast and hinted transformation of Noah, the show may explore identity. Who is Noah now? How has his trauma or absence affected him? How will his parents deal with a changed son? Return to the core relationship. Sharon and Nick have a long and interesting history. Their romance has been a major plot point for years. Using a crisis to bring them together again is a classic soap tactic. The mention that it's wonderful to revisit that connection indicates the show is intentionally reopening that chapter. Expansion of scope. The LA setting, new characters, thriller-style clues show the writing team wants this to be more than just a domestic or boardroom drama. There may be suspense, danger, possibly crime or corporate intrigue. Legacy and new generation. Y&R demonstrates that the next generation of the Newman family is still crucial by placing Noah, the heritage character, at the center of the narrative and giving him a significant role. It's no longer just about Victor, Nick, and Jack, it's also about what their children have to offer. What to expect, possible beats of the story. Here is a speculative breakdown of how the story might progress based on the information. Please note that these are conjectures based on hints, not confirmed plot points. Noah's return and immediate danger. Noah appears, maybe after an overseas absence. Something triggers the crisis, accident, kidnapping, injury, etc. After this takes place off-screen, possibly overseas, the script shifts the action to Los Angeles or a location far from Genoa. Nick and Sharon mobilize. Sharon and Nick head to LA, or another setting, to find answers, rescue Noah, or deal with the fallout. Their relationship dynamic is reignited through shared focus and pressure. Clues, new characters and intrigue. New characters, e.g., Sienna Bacall, come into play. Noah might be in danger because of business secrets, Newman Enterprises, shady friends from his past, or a bad romance, Audra. Ali. The noir tone comes in, with shadows, secrets, danger. Noah's transformation, whether he returns during or after the crisis, Noah is transformed into someone who is more independent, possibly bitter, and possibly carrying his own secrets. His changed status will create friction with Nick and Sharon, and maybe other family members, as they struggle to adjust. The chic thread, as Nick and Sharon navigate this together, old feelings resurface. Whether they reconnect romantically or simply emotionally is TBD, but the narrative will leverage their shared past and shared risk. Resolution and fallout. The crisis resolves, kidnap is thwarted, accident aftermath is dealt with. Longer term, we'll likely see Noah reintegrate, or not, into the Newman family, possibly launching into his own storyline, business, romance, moral conflicts. Sharon and Nick may either reinforce their bond or face new choices. New direction. The plot opens up new possibilities, such as the show experimenting with more location shooting and external drama, or saying hello to a new era of Y&R in which the younger generation, Noah, Claire, etc., takes center stage. Why this story is important to Y&R. This storyline is noteworthy for several reasons. Event TV potential. The description of Won't Slow Down and major storyline signals Y&R is promoting this arc as something beyond the day-to-day. It could act as a hook to entice repeat viewers or generate buzz. Character investment. Nick and Sharon have been key figures for decades. The emotional stakes are high because their son is at the center of a powerful shared mission. Generational shift. By putting Noah front and center, the show acknowledges that the younger generation matters. Often soap operas rely too heavily on legacy characters without reinvesting in their offspring. Here that seems to be changing. Expanding the soaps model. By taking the setting beyond Genoa City, to LA, and adding a mystery thriller tone, Y&R might be experimenting with the format, perhaps seeking to freshen its appeal in a crowded daytime market. Reviving important relationships. The storyline chic about Nick and Sharon already has a large following. A way to rekindle interest in that pairing without simply retreading old ground is to use a dramatic crisis to bring them back into alignment. Some risks and what to watch. Any ambitious arc carries risks. Here are a few things to keep an eye on. Recast acceptance. While recasts are routine in soaps, the new actor must resonate with the audience. If Noah's character is going to be central, viewers must buy Lucas Adams in the role. If the transformation is too abrupt or inconsistent, the audience may reject it.